Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today in strong support of H.R. 297, the bill that I have co-introduced with my colleague from Hawaii, Representative Kaili'i Kahele. As Mr. Soto and the ranking member have noted, this legislation would require the Secretary of Agriculture, in consultation with the state of Hawaii, to conduct a study to identify lands in the state of Hawaii that merit inclusion in the National Forest System. This would be the first step in potentially establishing a national forest in one of the few parts of our country with no such system. As my friend and colleague Mr. Soto has noted, Hawaii is the most isolated island chain and one of the most ecologically diverse places in our world. Within our borders, we have 10 of the 13 world climate zones, ecosystems that range from the deserts to the tropics, where plants and animals that found their way to Hawaii evolved like nowhere else. A 2014 survey identified 9,975 endemic species in Hawaii, many of which are reliant on Hawaii's fragile ecosystem, including our forests, to survive. However, since the onset of human arrival just centuries ago, Hawaii has lost almost half of its unique native forest cover and countless fauna and flora species. Despite these threats to our unique biodiversity, Hawaii remains one of 8 states that does not have a national forest or grassland. The study authorized by the bill would take steps to correct this oversight. It would consider how our national forests could contribute to the conservation of this biodiversity not found elsewhere in our national forest system, while supporting the research mission of the Institute of Pacific Islands Forestry. It would help inventory where Hawaii's native koa, ohia, and sandalwood forests can be conserved and expanded for cultural and commercial practices. It would help identify where cultural sites could be better conserved and access expanded to public and practitioners. And it would help provide the basis to bring together local stakeholders to advance the conservation of how to responsibly establish a national forest in Hawaii in a manner that will benefit both our island communities and the National Forest Service. I want to thank my colleagues in the Hawaii Congressional Delegation for their support, to the chair and ranking member of my subcommittee on natural resources, to our subcommittee on national parks and forests and public lands, chair, members, and ranking member and staff for their support and assistance in bringing this bill to the floor. I take my ranking member's comments to heart. I certainly hope that this study will not only evaluate and investigate how we can create a national forest in Hawaii, but how we can make that a model for how national forests can and should be administered throughout our country, and I endorse his concerns as to the administration of our national forests, and certainly would look forward to working with him in our subcommittee and committees. As we continue to identify solutions to our climate and biodiversity crises, I hope we can all see the value in taking steps towards protecting our unique forest resources and native species, along with providing important opportunities. Thank you very much.